What's happening, fellas? Chris Bond here, Power Training TV. So, being a coach and working with the younger crowd, younger athletes, you realize that they're kind of like Play-Doh. You mold them, you have to teach them, you have to cue them up so that they develop good motor patterns, good movement patterns to transfer over to the sport. Well, I have to give credit when credit is due. And one cue that has stuck with me for the past year, probably about the last year, has really helped me out in developing all kids. Now this might help you guys out in yourself, so I wanted to share it with you. You've probably heard me say this a bunch of times, but I just want to give it its own video because it needs that kind of credit. So essentially when I teach the kids to squat, the biggest thing that you're going to see is imbalances through the hip. You're going to see them not being able to activate the glutes and hamstrings properly through a lot of different reasons. You're sitting down, you're doing a lot of different things depending on what sport it is. Baseball players have either tight hip adductors or abductors, just a lot of different various things. One thing that with the squat and deadlift and any kind of ground-based exercise where we're working the lower body that has really helped me out is a cue I learned from Kelly Starrett. Now you guys might be familiar with him with the mobility WOD or supple leopard. Big shout out to him. The guy is, I think he's brilliant. I'll give credit to his shit all day. But one thing that has always helped me out with is his squat cue with his feet. You see, I've always told the kids, you're always working with their hips and you're always explaining from the hips down. What he does is he gives a cue from the feet and it corrects the hips automatically. So what happens when we squat? We want to get the kids involved. So usually what I used to do was tell them turn their feet out a little bit. I tell them keep their knees wide, and that's going to activate the glutes. One thing that I tell them that they don't consciously have to do it, or they have to consciously do it from the feet up, is to screw their feet into the ground. So basically what I want them to do is stand exactly where they were. I might have them point their toes out depending on what sport they play, just a little bit. But really essentially what I'm doing is I'm telling them to push their feet down into the ground and push their pinky toe out, screwing their feet into the ground. Imagine my foot pushing down and screwing out right here. So as they do that, they're automatically feeling the activation of the glutes and the hamstrings when they go through a proper squat form. And what this does is it allows transition over to the field to now where they're running and they're jumping, they're utilizing more glute and hamstrings. So Kelly, I appreciate it. There's a shout out. I'll holler at you guys next time.